Music in all its forms and functions, in addition to being a multisensory and emotional experience, is also an aggregative experience. It has been present as an important element for various celebrations in communities, for rites and rituals of various social forms linked to moments of spirituality, to popular beliefs, sacredness, to the transcendental. Music has always been used as an effective and stimulating functional tool in rhythmic work songs, in dynamic war songs, in those of common joy at parties and celebrations, in moments of common prayers, due to its inciting or calming characteristics, epic or stimulating, generally for the emotional movements that it manages to produce in human beings. Another common modality of socialization is the dance, which is always done on music. There is no dance without a musical track that, with its rhythm, invites to synchronized movements and bodily expression. Dance is a social union tool, especially when practicing couple dances or group dances. In music therapy, the most powerful effects concerning the activation of the nervous centers of memory, coordinated movements, emotions, and attention are noted the most when the applied music is familiar to the patient, or there is an emotional or symbolic link with the patient's personal experience. Music therapy can be applied individually to each patient, but at the same time it can be a valid healing tool when applied in a group therapy. In order to demonstrate which strong effects have the sounds and frequencies on the physical matter, but also on a synchronized group of many objects, let's take as an example the experiment that was done on pendulums, which were activated individually at different times, totally out of time, one with each other. After a few minutes, you can notice, as in the following video, as if by magic, their perfect synchronization. The same happens this time as the harmonization of two initially disharmonious sounds by experimenting with 2 or 3 tuning forks, individually tuned to a few commas of difference. After a few seconds of resonance together, they harmonized perfectly and naturally, managing to modify the sinusoidal line of their frequencies. If objects are able to adapt and resonate together when positioned in a group, we can easily imagine that even human beings subjected to sounds and rhythms created in a group are able to synchronize and harmonize perfectly. So given the cumulative energy of many bodies that vibrate together in a single environment, when the state of harmony is reached, those present are pervaded by a state of psychophysical and emotional well-being with lasting benefits and which generates healing on multiple levels. Therefore, group therapy through music is an effective and proven tool. It can be applied in a receptive, passive, or active way, with various musical instruments or simply with a voice. We recommend the small, easy-to-use percussion instruments such as drums for synchronization, but also sono drums, palm drums, or kalimbas for easy musical harmonization. You can also play short tunes or melodies together if known by several people in a group. For example, in groups of refugees of the same nationality or with the same cultural background, or create new musical themes with improvisation techniques. An example of rhythmic group exercise. Everyone has a small percussion instrument and begins to follow the therapist, who indicates a simple binary rhythm. Then everyone joins in line, one after the other, at a distance of 4 beats. So every 4 beats another person is added until everyone plays together. You will notice that in the end that will synchronize, and in the case of melodic instruments or when they sing, they will meet all either on the same note or in perfect harmonization. There can also be some dissonances, especially at the beginning. A dissonant note is not dissonant in itself, but only in relation to another note, but together with a third or fourth note, it can create a complex and beautiful harmony. For example, if the first note played or sung by the first participant together with the second creates a major seventh, or an augmented fourth, like the disturbing ambulance siren, for example, the result is a dissonant internal or dissonant double chord. But a third person, or the therapist, can form a harmonic chord by adding just 1 or 2 other notes. I make an example. Another example can be a major seventh. Let's think about this harmony dissonance in a person who is in shock from a trauma. His mind is often trapped in a loop of painful memories and negative emotions. The mind needs closure, resolution. In psychotherapy, we know that in the case of nagging doubt that repeats itself in a loop, the subconscious prefers a clear answer, even a false or negative and painful one, in place of ambiguity. Obsessive doubts, a compulsive syndrome, a nervous tic, all these are like an unresolved dissonance, infinitely delayed. Dissonance does not resolve itself. A new element must be inserted to give it a new role in building harmony. So the dissonant note is in a limbo, yearning for the harmony that dissolves and transforms it. The therapist should harmonize it and ask patients how they felt before in the dissonance, and to verify the emotional change after the harmonious closure, and repeat the action that will act as a cleaner of bad emotions. Common activities in group therapy, as in various corporate team buildings, are created precisely to harmonize a group of people, to connect in them, to accustom them to emotional opening to each other, to trusting the other person, to working, creating, and building something positive together. Together, while each maintaining its own characteristics, like a musical instrument in an orchestra. The metaphor of the social group as an orchestra seems to me very suitable for explaining the harmony that can be created between the members of a community, creating sounds and harmonizing together, but at the same time ensuring attention and respect for the solo part. In group therapy with music and sounds, you will notice that the participants' breathing will naturally synchronize, forming an almost tangible energy. The sounds that come together, forming harmony, guarantee psychophysical and emotional well-being. The word harmony comes from Greek and means proportion, agreement, but also means friendship. Music creates sometimes very strong bonds because feelings, emotions, memories are shared. Reciprocate healing is possible, and for this reason, since ever music has been representing a valid socialization tool.